Today, I am going to read Psalm 75 and 76 because they're both short, but also I study that there is an interconnection. Songs of Asaph that celebrate God as the ultimate and righteous judge. Psalm 75 reassures believers that God controls the timing of justice and exalts the humble, while Psalm 76 recounts a miraculous military victory over enemy forces, emphasizing God's awesome power. Well, to my study, I kind of have to use AI support, and so I'll get to Psalm 75, the Sovereign Judge. Traditionally attributed to Asaph, a prominent musician in King David's court. It is a communal psalm of thanksgiving and reassurance, likely written to remind the Israelites that God is in control when society foundations seem to be crumbling. Hey, this is a good time to really experience this, because some of us feel like, what? Okay, let's go to Psalms 75. Let's read together. Psalm 75. For the director of music, to the tune of Do Not Destroy, a psalm with Asaph, a song. Since I don't know the tune, I'm just going to have to go my own way, create one. We give thanks to you, our God. We give thanks for your name is near. Men tell of your wonderful deeds. You say I choose the appointed time. It is I who judge uprightly. When the earth and all its people quake, it is I who holds his pillars firm. To the arrogant I say, boast no more, and to the wicked, do not lift up your horns. Do not lift your horns against heavens. Do not speak with outstretched neck. No one from the east or the west or from that desert can exalt a man, but it's God who judges. He brings me down, he exalts another. In the hand of the Lord is a cup full of foaming wine mixed with spices. He pour it out, and all that wicked of the earth drink it down to its dregs. As for me, I would declare this forever. I will sing praise to the God of Jacob. I will cut off the horns of all the wicked, but the horns of the righteous will be lifted up. Yeah, I like the beginning of that song. It just reminds me, the first verse says, we give thanks to you, O God. We give thanks for your name is near. Men tell of your wonderful deeds. It's a good reminder. Sometimes we need, a lot of time, praise to remind ourselves outside of ourselves at times when we're facing, but also continue on. Because one of the things we notice from the Psalms, have you not noticed about the divine timing of God? The Lord declares, when I choose a proper time, I will judge outrightly, reminding believers to trust his schedule rather than their own. Again, this is a good reminder for me, because there's moments like, I'm going to share with you. Yeah. That's why I'm studying Psalms to remind myself how other believers too struggled in certain areas, but how God help us too, and just had we need to be more patient and trust and persevere, and then in God's timing, it feels much a better blessing that you appreciate it better, I guess. Also, have you noticed the source of success is coming from where? It makes clear that earthly power and exhaustion do not come from human effort, but are decided by God. But God is in the judge. He puts down one and exalts another. I mean, that's big picture about if you're a ruler or king or something. I feel like it makes more sense in that for, what happened to King David and King Saul and all that. But success, I mean, here effort, we seem to have like little successes you make and achieve and stuff. Nothing against our own power in that, but and remember, big picture, that the true success that I get to experience and the source that comes from it is actually God. Thank you, Lord. Okay. And also, remember that part about the cup of judgment? At first I was like, what? But I did a little research. It minds us thinking, ignorance and wickedness are symbolized by a cup of foaming wine in God's hand. I don't understand the symbolism. I had to do a little research to get that picture. So, the wicked are forced to drink it, representing the full consequences of their own pride and actions. I mean, in the moment, for us who feel oppressed, or at least mentally, I don't know, we're under stress or whatever, and you see other people who aren't always doing right, or not of where God wants us to be, that's they seem to live their lives out, arrogance, wickedness, pride, and all that. But the end results, don't worry, there will be consequences in their lives. We might not see it in front of us, but again, we should turn to God to really focus on our own lives and where we're supposed to head off to, Yeah. Sometimes, you're thinking like, but you want to curse out, like, just stop and just pray, give that name to God, and let God handle it, and you move on forward with your lives to where the path for your life should go. And when you have God to guide you through it, you will be A-okay. Yeah. Now, to Psalms 76, the victorious deliverer. This one is also written by Asaph. It is often viewed as a companion piece or answer to Psalm 75. Historically, commenters associate the psalm with the dramatic, miraculous deliverance of Jerusalem from the invading Assyrian army during the reign of King Hezekiah, which you can find in 2 Kings chapters 18-19. So if you want to dive deeper, go to that part of the Old Testament and read it. So yeah, let's go to Psalms 76. Psalm 76. For the director of music with string instruments, a psalm of Asaph, a song. In Judah God is known, his name is great in Israel. His tent is in Salem, his dwelling place is in Zion. It's really interesting how places in the Bible is mentioned, but we have Salem, Massachusetts, or other cities in the United States or other around the world. Of course, there's a country named Israel out there. I don't know any Judah currently, but it was a section of Israel. It was at one point the kingdom was split into two. That's a long history. You have to read from the Old Testament, do stuff. Anyways, in Zion, the Zion National Park here in the United States. Interesting. I note, a lot of people who discover places like to name places or natural areas after places they come from, or from the Bible, if they're believers, maybe, or historical history of it. That's what I think, but I don't know the whole story. Anyways, back to There he broke the flashing arrows, the shields and the swords, the weapons of war. You are resplendent with light, more majestic than mountains rich with game. Valiant men lie plundered, they sleep their last sleep. Not one of the warriors can lift his hands. As your butte, O God of Jacob, both horse and chariot lie still. You alone are to be feared. You who stand before you, and you are angry. From heaven you pronounce judgment, and the land feared me and was quiet. When you, O God, rose up to judge, to save all the afflicted of the land. Surely your wrath against men bring you praise, and the survivors of your wraths are restrained. Make vows to the Lord your God, and fulfill them. Let all the neighboring lands bring gifts to the one to be feared. He breaks the spirit of rulers. He is feared by the kings of the earth. I feel like that got broken up. Probably continue on with Psalm 77, but that's for the next time. Okay, back to think about what do you see in the Psalms 76, huh? Yeah, God's reputation is mentioned. So, remember the beginning of in Judah, God is known. His name is great in Israel. His tent is in Salem. His dwelling place is in Zion. Those opening lines declare that in Judah, God is known. His name is great in Israel. Highlighting his recognizable presence in Zion. Another name for Jerusalem. Interesting. I keep forgetting all these different things. I had to do some research to remember this. I'm no biblical scholar. I'm just a continued student that I will make mistakes or I'll do research myself and try to learn. But will I remember them? I don't know. Good thing I'm doing this Psalms video series, so when I need to remember, I can always go back and study again. Anyways, also, there's a lot about the enemy. Like, what? Well, the psalm describes God miraculously breaking the weapons of war and paralyzing the attacking armies in a way to disarm the enemy. At your rebuke, O God of Jacob, both rider and horse lay stunned. But in my Bible's version, it says both horse and chariot lie still. Because back then, I don't think riders, and well, some of them probably sat on the horse and stuff, but there's also chariots, you know, of men that have weapons while the horse is driving and then trying to, you know, use the heavy weapons to aim, like, and fight and stuff. And sometimes maybe some of these chariots also carry needed supplies too, you know. So, let's review what this fear means in this context. It concludes with a caution to all earthly kings and rulers to respect and fear the God of Israel, noting that earth feared and was still when God arises to judge. So you think like, why are these rulers still in, these earthly rulers still, you know, in control, you think? But you think the big picture, their time of leadership of that place, country, wherever, is limited. In human form, it may seem like a really long time when he says maybe a year, 50, 60, 80, whatever. That seemed a really long time. But in the big picture, it's not that long a time. In the end, God will judge these earthly kings and rulers who are not just or caring toward their subjects, people they're supposed to be taking care of, you know, the sub. Anyways, that's another story. I need to wrap this up. This has gotten a little long. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm trying to do this different format back and forth. Anyways, mail a jaunty, but thank you for your patience to follow me along. And God bless you. Take care. Bye.